That is the question. That is the question. Well, don't be offended with my disagreement. I don't see his van. Is that me? That does, man, for some reason, this shirt stays wrinkled. For whatever reason. Damn. Welcome to the morning grind every Monday through Friday. Tomorrow, Football Friday. You're up here solo. Have you picked the games? Do we have all the winners? Do we know who's in first place? Who's in first place? Thank you. Thank you. If you do me a huge favor, like, comment, share the stream. Because I'm going to talk about some of you weak motherfuckers out there that just can't seem to get any stronger. You weak.
Bitch.
You bitch. You complain. But before I do that, before I go negative, before I go, as John Wesley says, before I go dark, let's hear some gratitude. Who here would like to go? You right there in the front row.
Yep.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful I finally get to compete again in an organized sport tomorrow night.
Softball. What position will you be playing?
Outfield.
Outfield. Which one?
I don't know.
Can
I just know I'm playing outfield.
the man's an outfielder. Are you a power hitter?
Hell yeah.
Do you think you can hit her over the fence?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're light today. We got a lot of people out. Let's move over to Ed. What are you thankful for today, Ed?
I'm thankful for the fact that things aren't perfect sometimes, and there's a lot of hard stuff going on that makes you realize shit you need to realize. That's what I'm thankful for.
Sammy Gordon, football. Sam, if you got time, come to the studio. We're going to be light. We need to have a day where we try to bring people in on Football Friday. Have a little breakfast, have a mimosa. Ed, you'll probably drink vodka and orange juice. Van loves mimosas. We're going to have mimosa. Here's what we're going to do. Before the Ohio State game, that's September 23rd, Notre Dame. That'll be September 22nd. We're going to have Mimosa Friday.
Let's do it.
So we're going to come in here. We're going to have some food and some mimosa. Everybody's invited. If you come in September 22nd, you got to get on the show. Moving right
You
along.
get an extra point to come in.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You get an extra. Everything gets easier when you get harder. When I was 2012, I cannot remember how old I was. September the 10th, I went to the doctor and I got devastating news. Devastating. The doctor told me, you're type 2 diabetic. I walked out of there and I thought, damn, my life is over. No more drinking, no more eating shit. Just, it's over. And I joined up into this boot camp with a Marine named Rod Key, former Marine. And we were doing these early morning workouts. And I went from 247 pounds to 194 pounds in 6 months. My waist size went from 48. And when I'm talking about my waist size, I'm talking about the biggest part of my gut. It went from 48. That's how fat I was. 48 inches down to 36.5 right here. I was wearing like 34s wouldn't even stay on me. But we were in there, and I would bitch and complain about how hard we were working. We were doing a lot of body weight workouts, push-ups, burpees, mountain climbers, running, jumping jacks, just doing all these things, and it was completely miserable. And he would just say, don't wish it was easier, just wish you were better. People start bitching, don't wish it was easier, just wish you were better. So I saw Alex Hermosi, he tweeted this out, everything gets easier when you get harder. Like Josh Harrell, and now I'm seeing Hayden. I'm seeing these two people that have moved from a soft. Now, I'm not saying that Josh and Hayden were soft people, but they were very soft in their disciplines. They were very soft in their commitments. Damn, you're right. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Then the next day, you're right. Damn, it'll never happen again. And I mean, it became this story over and over and over again. Josh was the first person that I saw getting hard around here. Maybe his own Viagra. I don't know.
I was about to say, yes, sir. Still am hard.
But the man started getting hard. And what I meant by hard, I ain't talking about his ding-a-ling. I'm talking about the man was becoming a machine. He went to this Coach Burt. Was it Flip the Switch?
Yeah.
How old were you? 19 years old?
19, yep.
And I remember telling Josh one day, I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to quit being the laughing stock. You're gonna have to stop trying to make everybody laugh at your expense. Do you remember that conversation?
I need to take myself more serious.
You need to take yourself more serious. So he went to this, and then Josh would say size doesn't matter. Oh wait, you meant by hard. Oh wait, not what you meant by hard. Dirty ass show going on here today. But Josh, pretty soon after, I think 75 hard, he moved into that. 75 hard's program by Andy Frisella. But there's these influencers out there today. There's a new wave of these tough alphas. David Goggins, Frisella, Jocko, all these guys are preaching to become hard in a soft world, because today the world's getting softer. We're giving excuses. We're giving people permission. We're doing it with our kids. They're growing up. So Josh was the first person to really adapt this hard discipline. Coming in, doing all the things. And how long have you been doing that?
Almost 2.5 years.
You've got a very hard schedule. You do a lot of hard things. But the reason why it's gotten easier is because you're a tougher dude. Sam Gordon, in all seriousness, I've seen it from Josh as long as I've known him. He's got great insight on things. He does for a 22-year-old kid, but he didn't come this way. Like the other day, Bert was like, man, we need more people. We just need more Reds. We need more Joshes. I'm like, well, look, dude, that dude didn't come like that. That was how long did it take Josh to get to where Josh is?
3 years, maybe? 2.5 years?
And I was thinking about how exhausting it's been for me back in those days. I was like I was pretty much a trainer all day.
Yep.
I was calling them, where are you? I was holding everybody accountable. I had to ring lead Drew, and by the way, happy birthday to our very own Drew Kilgore. If you're on here, say happy birthday, Andre. It was Drew, Hayden, and Josh. And I mean, I remember some days whenever they were messing up, I'd make them run in the parking lot. They would bitch about it, and they'd just go out there and do it. I mean, they would literally do everything that I said. And now, hell, I don't know if I can get y'all to do anything, but moving along. So here's what I tell people, and this is my story about how did I become a harder dude. I went through a bad breakup. Moved in with my mom. I was going broke. Lived with my mom 4 years. During that time, I was starting to discover there's something better out there. I don't know what it is, or I don't know how I'm going to get there. But I moved into one of my second father type of person, Kenny Jones. He means the world to me. He's my mentor. He's done so much to help me out. He let me move into one of his houses, virtually pay nothing, pretty much pay nothing. But it was this dark little brick ranch home. I mean, no light would come in there. And every single day, I'm 38, 39 years old, and the things that I needed, the things I thought I needed were the things that kept me weak. Getting attention from girls, hooking up with a girl. All these things in the moment that I would sell my dreams, my visions for, I would trade that for a instant gratification. And I made this decision. Me and Tony Woodall were talking. I'm like, dude, I read this book, The Secret. Have you ever heard of that book? Yeah. It was very influential in my growth, although
It's about the law of attraction.
it is about the law of attraction. It's really about what you're thinking. And I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna make a list of these things I'm gonna go without for 90 days. So for 90 days, it initially was 90 days where, I mean, I was kind of like a drug addict where I constantly needed validation from women. And for 90 days, I wasn't going to talk to any women. So I went into this dark spot where every single day I would come to work. I was working out, doing all these things to help me. I would come home, and the only thing I had was a computer that was like this. Hell, we just got rid of that computer a couple years ago. I would come in on this computer, and I would watch YouTubes of self-improvement for 2 or 3 hours. Football game was on, I would have the computer on, and I would have a football game on in the background. Every night I would come home and it was me. It was me and it was my insecure thoughts. So every night I had this tug of war. Am I going to give in to an insecure thought and start chasing ass? Or am I going to fight through this pain in the moment? And that was the first time in my life I started to push things off. And it's like a muscle. It started out, I was really weak, but I never gave in. And then I started building more and more self-control. By the time I got to 90 days, it was easy. By the time I got to 90 days, I was thinking different. By the time I got to 90 days, I was actually believing being with me is okay. I don't have to have somebody else with me. I don't need somebody else. I can get through this. I would have never been able to do that if I didn't go into a spot of darkness where it was just me and those weak thoughts. And I had to overcome them. I had to fight through them. Day after day. For 90 days. It got easier. It got easier because why?
Because you got harder.
I got harder. I got tougher. I became a bigger believer in myself.
Do you think that helped you whenever you got done with it to where, like, you were looking for someone or something? Like, how did that help you after the fact? That's what I'm asking.
That's a good question because I drew this up on the board. Wherever you are is what you're going to attract. Okay? And what I was attracting, that's not what I was looking for. I had to become a much better version of me. Mm-hmm. What does a woman want? What kind of man do they want?
Somebody that can take care of them.
Dominant.
Man, if you really look at them, a woman wants a man like John Dutton. Do you know who John Dutton is? Do you? A woman wants a man. You ever seen Gladiator?
Yeah. Mel Gibson.
Maximus or whatever. Van, when you think of what a woman wants, what do they want? What does the male figure look like?
They're confident and they make them laugh.
They're funny, they're confident, Van says, but they're an alpha. So people want to be around people like that. How could I be confident if I constantly needed something? I had to teach myself this. And it was a journey. It was a long journey. I mean, to be honest, this took a long time. I started feeling better about myself after about 90 days, but man, I was so far behind. I was so beat up. I was so needy. I had such the wrong idea. I was more about this. I can just talk anybody into giving me what I want. That was my life. Constantly thinking I can talk people into something. Talk them into feeding me. Talking them into whatever else it is I wanted. But the one thing I could never talk myself into was being independent.
You didn't have a lot of money at this time?
Hell no. No money.
You think if you did have a lot of money, you would have...
I wouldn't have got the money at this point. I wasn't ready. The universe wasn't going to give me shit during this time. As a matter of fact, it was taking things away from me. If I could not have this company back then, y'all would come here. There is no way I could lead people back then. And we're talking about in 2010, 11, 12, 13 years ago. There was no way in hell I could lead anybody unless they were very weak people. So don't be afraid to go to these dark places. The dark places is what will force you to improve your life. The dark places is what you need, but most people, instead of going to that dark place, what they'll do is they'll medicate themselves. Drinking, drugging, women, whatever it is. But you got to condition yourself. You got to, like David Goggins says, you got to callous your mind to be so independent, so like without the help, without needing people, without depending on other people. And then what you're going to find is this whole other thing inside of you. I'm still growing. I still really, really struggle. You know, Weatherman is somebody that helps me continue to believe in me. My wife is somebody that continues to help me believe in me. I'm still nowhere near I want to be, but I've come a long way. I would have never gotten there unless I forced myself into a position to get tougher. Shut us down, Vingruffton.